Hey, welcome back to Delectable You Recipes for Life. Today's recipe for life is a recipe for food. We are making lentil meatballs, and I'm using the air quotes because we're not actually using any meat. The lentils are going to substitute for our meat. So let me show you what to do. All right, so grab your food processor. I know, I love the food processor, but it makes everything so much easier. We are going to take, I'm cheating, 2 cups of cooked lentils. Now I've bought prepared lentils already cooked, so it took all the work out of it for me. You can do that. I won't judge you, of course, because I'm doing it myself. If you prefer to make your own lentils, I'm going to give you instructions on how to do that at the bottom of this video, so just see below. But let's add these for now to our food processor. All right, we've got our 2 cups of cooked lentils in there, and now we just need to add some cashews, 1/4 cup. These are raw cashews. It doesn't matter if they're raw or toasted, whatever you want, but they are unsalted. Now let's add 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds. Those are also raw, but again, if you want them toasted, that's fine, but I would put unsalted ones. And now I've got a handful, which works out to about 1/2 cup of parsley that I've chopped up roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect. And let's add some thyme, not the real thyme, the spice thyme. A teaspoon of thyme and a teaspoon of oregano. Because these are meatballs, think Italian, and oregano is like the spice in Italian cooking, I think. Pepper. Let's add about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. If you don't like pepper, just add a little less. And of course, let's add some sea salt. Let's do 1/4 teaspoon, and then you can taste the mixture before you put it in the oven. And if you want it to be saltier, you can. Now, what we want to do, we don't want to turn this into a lentil hummus, meaning it's like a paste. We want it to remain coarse, like ground meat would if we were making actual meatballs. So we are going to pulse this until it's ground up, but it's still coarse. So some of the lentils are going to be whole still. All right. Just pulse this a little more. All right, so I've got half of the mixture at the bottom is kind of paste-like, which is what we want, and I'm just gonna pulse it a few more times. And then the top of the mixture is still got whole lentils in it. So this mixed all together is gonna be nice and coarse, which is what we're looking for. Now, I'm going to set this aside, take this off the base, and I'm going to grab some onions and garlic that I've had sauteing. So all you're going to do is take a medium-sized onion and chop it up and heat up some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, maybe about 1 teaspoon. Put your onions in there. Let them get translucent for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then add 4 cloves of minced garlic for the last minute of cooking. And then you get this beautiful looking onion and garlic mixture, and it smells delicious. So we're gonna add our lentil mixture to the pan like this. All right, now before I mix this up, I have a secret ingredient that's hiding in the fridge. This is flaxseed meal, but it's turned into a gel because what I did is I took 2 tablespoons of flaxseed meal and I added 6 tablespoons of water to it, and I put it in the fridge for 10 minutes. And now what you have is a gelatinous looking flaxseed meal substance. This is going to help keep our meatballs together. So let's put that in there. And now let's stir everything up. All right, this is nice and stirred up, and I'm gonna move this out of the way, grab myself a sheet pan. I've lined the sheet pan with a silicone mat, but you can just line it with a piece of parchment paper if you don't have a silicone mat. Either way, you just want to have something down on the baking sheet so that the meatballs don't stick to the bottom. So now we're actually going to make meatballs. Take off all your rings. And the easiest way to do this is to grab an ice cream scoop and just fill up your ice cream scoop with your lentil meatball mixture. Play with your food. This is so much fun. Form a little ball and put it on the pan. And do this with all of the rest of your lentil meatball mixture. I got 17 meatballs out of this mixture, so all I need to do now is put them in the oven and bake them at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I will have my meatballs. So let's do that. Yes, it smells like meatballs in here. I hear you, Mr. Oven, I hear you. All right, so 15 minutes later, we've got lentil meatballs, and these go perfectly with spaghetti squash pasta. So you can have a fully vegan, gluten-free meal with these lentil meatballs. I also love putting them in salads. I love eating them on their own. Put them with some hummus or some pesto, whatever you want. They're a great way to get a little bit more protein in a meatless kind of way. So sometimes I have to say I hesitate to make this recipe because I'm like, oh, I have to scoop out the balls and make the meatballs, and it might take me a little longer. So this recipe is always an exercise in patience for me because on the one hand, I worry about something that doesn't actually come to fruition because it never takes me more than 5 minutes to do. And on the other hand, I really should learn to exercise patience. So this week in your life, as this is about recipes for food and for life, look into the places in your life where maybe you could exercise a little bit more patience. Maybe it's just with yourself and some of the things that you need to get done, or maybe it's with other people. Just slow things down, enjoy the process, because that's what life is. It's just a series of moments strung together that make up the beautiful tapestry that is your life. So this week, make these meatballs, enjoy the process, identify something else in your life that could benefit from a little bit of extra patience, and just enjoy your life. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Lauren with Delectable You, Recipes for Life. I will see you again next time.